What's going on, guys? It's Lou. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Yeah, man, I never thought I would have a YouTube channel, but I do. And I'm gonna show you guys what makes me me and what I eat, what I do, what I like, what I don't. You know, we're gonna keep it positive, but all surrounded the kitchen. You know, being healthy and eating good food does not have to be boring. And I get a lot of conversations, a lot of questions of people asking me, hey Lou, what do you eat? Like, what exactly do you eat? I'm gonna just show you. Like, I tell you, but I don't think any of you actually listen, because sometimes I forget to even eat. But I'm gonna be open and transparent with y'all. This is what Lou eats in her kitchen. This is what she doesn't like. So let's make it fun. A lot of you know me, but don't know me. You know what I mean? You know what that means? You know me on social media. You see my pictures, but you don't know my personality. And I figured, you know, what better way to tell you guys about myself than to start this YouTube channel, which I hope I don't regret. How did I get into fitness? I get this question a lot. Honestly, I chalk this up to my parents. You know, I'm first generation American, and my parents are from the Caribbean. They're from Haiti. And they really, my mother is an active woman, so is my father. But like my mother, to this day, she's like 60 plus years old, and she's doing miles in the morning, and she's walking on the track, and she's just maintaining a healthy lifestyle, which is where I get this discipline from. You know, she was always cooking good food too. Like, we didn't have name brand clothes, but we had name brand food. Like, my mother would go to the farmer's market before the farmer's market was cool. She would go, you know, get these wholesome organic meals, and it was not cheap. Even then, it wasn't cheap. So growing up with that and seeing that as an example, again, it just started, well, it just continued to develop as an adult. And then going to the gym, I started going to the gym when I was 12 years old. My first gym membership was Planet Fitness. I used to go with my father. Get this, he would get off of work and he'd be like, yo, Lou, because he knew that I was obsessed with the gym, or I just liked working out. Like when he had dumbbells at the house, I'd be downstairs doing some simplyshredded.com workouts on our makeshift Bowflex. Wait, hold up. No, we actually did have my dad actually got one. But we were downstairs, and before I had gym membership, that's what I was doing. And I just gravitated towards it. So he saw that. And I started going to the gym with him at 12. And I remember not knowing what I was doing, but I was doing something. Like, I would go to the library and I would pick up, like, get those simplyshredded.com workouts. And the one that I followed, it wasn't even the women, it was Ulysses, his workouts. I would write it down. I was like, I'm going to do this. I want to look like that. I want to have veins in my arms. That was a goal. I remember that. I kid you not. When I was in high school, I said, I want to get veins in my arms. And look at me now. I got it. So, you know, you always believe you can achieve and work towards your goals. Even if it's something as simple, I shouldn't even say simple, something as uncommon as wanting to be vascular. You achieve those goals, and I did it in a roundabout, weird, extreme way, I guess, for some, but I love the journey. But going back to learning and being disciplined through my family, I needed a reason to stay in shape. So after I finished track and field and, you know, cross country in school and college, I started doing bodybuilding competitions. And I think my first competition was overseas, because I continued my schooling overseas. And I got into it then. And like I said, I've always loved muscle and vascularity on a physique, on a woman's physique, on my physique. I just didn't have it yet. I was like, you know I want this, but I don't have it yet. So fast forward to 2025, I've been competing in bodybuilding and powerlifting and strongman, amateur strongman. I did my first competition during COVID, right? Because we needed something to do. People were just, you know, going through it, and here I go prepping for a strongman competition. And it was just a great way to let off steam, but also experience a different type of training and just movement. You know, you're athletic, you're moving fridges and pushing cars and overhead pressing logs. But long story short, I loved every bit of it, and I love staying active, and I'm always looking for the next challenge. And, you know, we got a big one coming up. You know, you dream of these things. Like, and I dreamt of this as a kid, that I would be on that show, and here we are. So I'm not going to talk too much about that, because it's not about that. It's about what I eat. It's about, you know, what I like to, I guess, the knowledge that I want to share with y'all throughout the series. Gladiators will be something separate. You guys just got to stay tuned to the show. Next year, if you don't have Amazon Prime yet, you probably should get it for Christmas, because that's where the show is going to be played on. So without further ado, this is it. This is me. This is my story. This is where I want to take y'all. I want to start off with making smoothies. It's an easy thing to do if you know what to put in your smoothie. There's so many things you could put in a smoothie. It might be like knowledge overload or just information overload. So I'm gonna give you 2 of my favorite smoothies that I've tweaked, and I've just put a bunch of things that I thought worked together, both in flavor and in texture and in just the carbs and the protein that you need, as well as some fats. And I blended it and I just ate it. So one of the smoothies that I like is avocado, banana, spinach, and some almond milk. And then I could put some protein powder in as well. Blend it up. And the avocado makes this texture really, really smooth. And it's not bitter. It's actually a sweet, smooth, rich flavor to it. And the next one that I want to make is, or that I love, I actually have this after the gym when I go work out. If I do like cardio in the morning, that's what I have post cardio. So this is the smoothie, right? It's so basic, so easy to make. And like I said before, it's super healthy, but I don't measure anything. So use your own discretion, y'all. If you guys are gonna try to do these recipes, I'm not giving nutrition facts. I'm just showing you how I do it. So don't follow the amount of peanut butter or almond butter that I put in it, because again, this is made for flavor. It's healthy, but too much of a bad or a good thing is also sometimes bad for you, So if you like it, try it out. But this is not, again, a diet just because it tastes healthy, and it is healthy and it tastes good. You get me? All right, so I just put some Greek yogurt into it as well. Right. And side note, I believe I have developed lactose intolerance. So I do drink Lactaid as well. I feel like that happens when you get older, right? You develop things that you never thought you would develop because, I don't know, you think you're invincible to this stuff. Any hoosers, the banana, I love a good banana. I guess out of the fruits that I do eat the most, it's banana or blueberries, because they're, rich in the antioxidants and all that, and they taste good. I feel like every bodybuilding diet has blueberries because of how good they are for you, and they actually really taste good. If you also put them in your oatmeal, which during my prep season, I do put blueberries in my oatmeal, and I do have a consistent schedule of what I'm eating and how much I'm eating, because I'm prepping for stage. But for life, it's more fun. Still tastes good, but just, I guess, more of it. Chia seeds, I throw that in there. And this is the almond butter. I like a lot of almond, so I put a lot in there, because like I said, it tastes good. Now, again, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, because I don't fill up the ice tray the night before. And then you blend that bad up, and hold on, I'm gonna pour a glass for me. We're gonna be fancy, okay? I don't use these glasses often. That's a lie. I like a nice glass of wine, occasionally. Here we go. What's the rule? I was a bartender before, back in the day, and it's, 2 fingers above the curve. Anyway, I'm gonna try this. All right, cheers. I hope you guys made yours, and it looks, I probably could have blended this a little longer because it looks a little thick. Yeah, that's good. That is actually really, really good. Hold on, I even outdid myself. To be able to impress your own self when you keep your standards very high, it's a beautiful thing. That's how you know it's legit. And I know what I'm talking about. And you know what, guys? You should always clean your vegetables. Even if the bag says, I know somebody actually who found a mouse, a dead mouse in that fresh, washed, ready to eat bag of lettuce that he got. So I'm just saying, use your own discretion the same way you should be using your own discretion for how much avocado and almond butter you put, because of those healthy. So anyways, this one is the avocado one. I love a banana. Bananas pair very well with a lot of smoothies, and they're really, really good and healthy for you, right? So you could just throw that in the smoothie. And an avocado, ooh, look how pretty this is. Oh my gosh. I was like, I hope for the video's sake, the avocado is sexy. And it is. It's a sexy little avocado. And for me, like I said, I like this. I like putting the avocado in because of the texture. This, it's nice and smooth. It's like butter. Look at that. Butter. And it really does. I don't like the dirty, the yucky parts. And what was I gonna say? The texture, yes, the texture of the avocado, like the way that it is in my hand right now, makes the smoothie just as smooth, Y'all, don't judge me on my avocado cutting skills. So you throw that in there. I'm gonna throw some spinach, some freshly washed spinach, okay? You can also put protein powder in. I didn't put it in the last one and I realized that I forgot, but you have the option of putting protein powder. I usually do. I just use a vanilla, any vanilla. I'm not sponsored by any protein powder company, brand. No one's paying me to say this. So you pick whichever one you like. And I just put some vanilla in there because that's the one that I like, and it just goes well flavor-wise with the rest of it. And then I just throw some milk. This is almond milk. Again, use what you want to use, but I like the almond milk because it's not whole milk, which is, you know, it's a lot of fat in that. It tastes good, but I also can't stomach whole milk anymore. Like I said, I'm getting older, and for some reason my body is just like, yeah, we're not gonna digest it, and it's not gonna be pretty. Anyway, let's blend this bad boy up. Okay, because guess what it is? It's a green smoothie. Bam. And also, I'm using a rice cooker, y'all. My mother is like, why are you using a rice cooker? Because I live by myself and I don't want to make a whole pot of rice. You know what I mean? So I have this tiny little rice cooker. And it's funny how I actually got this rice cooker. I got it from Z. When she came up, I think Z and Sharonica, they came up during the New York Pro. And they packed an extra, you know, they make their food, I guess, to travel. And they had gotten this little rice cooker. Tell you, girls, we're looking after each other. Shout out to Z. Love you, girls. Okay, so anyways, I'm putting this on. That's that. That's the rice cooker. It takes a little bit of time to cook. How do I season my food? Like this. Healthy does not have to be boring. What is Haitian épices? It truly is. It's the staple of all. It's the backbone of all Haitian dishes, to be honest. Like, however you want to season your food. So what I'm doing is I'm putting. So what is it composed of? It truly is parsley, shallots, green onion, garlic, and then you put as much as you want of one or the other. But I like my épices to be really rich in parsley, so I put that in there. And I'm gonna blend this. I'm gonna post this for a bit. Oh, and then I put a Scotch bonnet to make it hot. Okay, so we're gonna post this bad boy. I don't like when the épices, like, I like it a little bit like chopped up. Put it in there for some more flavor. Like I said, guys, this is a staple in Haitian cuisine. Like this type of seasoning. I think every culture has their base seasoning. There we go. This is just our version of it. And they're all very similar, but nah. You feel me? I'm not lying when I tell you I put épices in everything. Épices goes in my eggs in the morning. Épices goes, you know, on my meat. You know, you throw it in anything, but like as a seasoning. Don't put it in your cakes and be like, Luke told me to make épices and put it in my cake. No, please don't do that. So I'm just going to take some and do it that way. And honestly, you even get your hands dirty a little bit. And I really just marinate it. I put it in there just like that. You don't need a lot of it. It is, foundation is the garlic, you know. Some seasonings that I use. I like Kinders. Again, I'm not sponsored by anybody. Drop me a message of your favorite seasoning or whatever if you actually like it, because I'm always open to trying different like shakers. I do put some olive oil on my salmon as well. The air fryer is super helpful, and it cuts the time in half down for your cooking. You know, like I said, it's just me, so I don't need to cook that much food. For meal prepping, I tend to cook for like 3 days, and then I redo my I don't like to cook for a whole week. I like when my food is a little bit fresh, like, well, actually a lot of it fresh. So I'm gonna be a little fancy. I'm gonna give you carrot sticks. And then, whatever time I would ask for one of those snacks, she'd be like, sure. Well, that's what she would do. She would actually get that. So I saw a kid who would bring, I think he was a really cool dude at the time. But I used to notice him because, and this is like in elementary school, he would bring different colored peppers. Like, I'm talking bell peppers. They were always pristine looking. They were healthy looking. Mind you, I'm looking at the kids who are eating and Lunchables, and I'm not getting that. I'm getting carrot sticks. So over time, I just kept looking towards, I guess, the healthier options just in general. Habit formed because I was told no so many times by my mother. And so one day I told my mother, I was like, I want peppers. And she, unlike the Dunkaroos, where she was like, yeah, okay. She went out and got tri-colored peppers, sliced them bad boys up, and that's what I have for snack. So these are the habits that I've had, and I actually want to thank my parents for giving me and instilling within me, because I started eating these foods in elementary school. As a kid, I learned that these were some healthy snacks, and I learned to enjoy it. So when you're a kid, if your kid tells you, no, I'm not eating that, you're the one buying the food. And I have a salmon meal, to be honest. I don't eat salmon every day, as much as I do love fish. I have salmon once or twice a week, but I do like to switch things up. Like if I'm gonna have salmon, I guess every other day, or I have salmon on a Monday or a Friday or on a Wednesday, whatever. But I like to switch it up. You know, you could even season it differently. Like sometimes I've actually put honey on my salmon. It was honey and brown sugar, and it was actually really, really good, but it was on a sweeter side. I don't do that during prep. I do that, you know, just to experiment and try different flavors. So that's it. That's the meal, along with the avocado. So you're getting a lot of fats in this. This simple meal, like I'm really so serious on this. There are people who like don't eat enough, and they just find ways to sneak in some fats. This is a meal that I can honestly say, if you have a hard time just like, you know, putting on some size, or you want more fats in your diet, I would definitely do something like this. You sneak in the avocado in the smoothie, and then you have the salmon in a meal. Like, that's a win-win. I don't know about y'all, but I think that's a win. So that's it. Bon appetit. Okay guys, so this concludes my baby's first YouTube video. Yeah guys, this is gonna get better as we go. I'm gonna get more confident, comfortable talking, and honestly like keeping my train of thought, because I have so many ideas and so many words that I want to say, and I trip over my own tongue sometimes because I'm like, how do I get this out without, you know, losing or forgetting what I'm gonna say. See, look at me, long-winded. I'm saying extra words and I didn't have to say all that. Let me try this. That's good. So guys, please subscribe, like. I'm gonna link to this. So it's Lou Faustin Pro. Follow me. I'm gonna put a link below, do all that fun stuff. Is that what they say with YouTube? Link in the bio or underneath or whatever. Follow me, like me, subscribe. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Shout out to Trav behind the camera, because, you know, however you do this post-production, I'm gonna look amazing. And I'm hoping that it runs so smoothly and you guys are just blinded by my presence. And you guys eat this food and you love it. So you don't even see the messes ups. Okay, all right, I'm talking again too much. Bye guys.